Oh Brother, Where Bart Thou is the 8th episode of the 21st season of The Simpsons, directed by Stephen Dean Moore and Mike B. Anderson. And I really thoroughly enjoyed this one. The main narrative focuses on Bart feeling jealous of the close sisterly bond between Maggie and Lisa. And he decides that he wishes he had a brother. And he tries to get his parents to create a little brother. And I did momentarily worry that what he was doing with Marge's birth control would encourage some other children to do the same. Let's hope that hasn't had a knock-on effect with anybody, because that would be awkward. But ultimately, he finds an interesting way of fulfilling that desire to have a brother, but also not everything is exactly as it seems. And I won't say any more than that, I won't spoil it. The description on IMDb gives a little bit more information than that, but I think I'll leave it there. But I will say Bart was really sweet. Something I mentioned in either the previous episode discussion or the one before that is that Bart in the last few seasons seems to have a much more open expression of emotion. And he's much quicker to admit his feelings. I don't know if maybe the show is making more of a conscious effort to show that boys can have, emotions like that, because Bart in the earlier seasons, there was just a wall in front of him. But no, more recently, well, I say more recently, this was released in, I think, 2011, but at this point, Bart's opening up a lot more, and he genuinely wanted that close bond with a brother, and much credit to him, he went to extreme lengths to make it happen. And I liked the direction it took, and I liked what happened with the snow towards the end. You'll know which bit I mean, and I found it to be rather charming in a disgusting kind of way, or disgusting in a charming way. There were also some other moments that I really loved. I loved the fashion show. I loved the Alice in Wonderland pop-up book, the dream Bart had with all of the different brothers, the Wright brothers and other brothers. I just thought that was so fun and so entertaining and very well animated. And I also loved the South Park parody. I'm not a tremendous fan of South Park, but I did find that to be rather amusing. And again, very well animated. It is a well animated episode, but I feel like the narrative is really fascinating, and Bart as a character is really interesting to watch in this one. What's quite interesting, and something that I think worked well, is that actually, even though this is fueled by Lisa and Maggie's relationship, we only see Lisa and Maggie together, I think, in one scene. And I think that that was a good decision, because it showed that while they were the driving force behind Bart's actions, it's all about Bart and how Bart felt and what his actions were. And I think that was a good decision. One could argue that it also felt like it was a bit of a cop-out because they focused on it once and then forgot to do it again. But I'm going to think on the positive side with this one and think that it was actually a conscious decision to only include that bond once so that we could focus more on Bart. But either way, I really enjoyed Oh Brother, Where Bart Thou, and I thought it was a pretty decent episode. Absolutely one I'd be happy to watch again.